I'm so happy to be back here again. My question is around one of my base fears, which is afraid of being judged. And I hope I don't need to know what blocks me from loving myself more and having more fun and feeling worthy.
Let's just get right to this, because we want to tell you something. That fear of being judged is valid because you're going to be judged, because you're surrounded by judges. So it's a valid fear because you're going to be judged. You can't walk through a room that people don't observe you and from their perspective form an opinion and a conclusion relative to you. You are the wrong color for some, you're the wrong religion for some, you wear the wrong clothes for some, you have the wrong color of hair for some. In other words, you're going to be judged, and on and on and on and on it goes. The only way that you could ever really get rid of that experience of being judged, in other words, that action journey of being judged, is if you went and lived in a cave where no one would ever see you. And then you'd worry about the cockroach, or then you'd worry. Then you see the little squirrel, and you say, "What are you thinking about?" So you're going to be judged. It's a fact of living in an environment where other eyes will see you. That is your action journey. But you can be judged and care deeply about it, and you can be judged and not give a rip about it. And the difference between that is the difference between living happily ever after and being tortured, because you can never be the right thing for even most of them. You can't even always please your mother, even when you try really, really hard, because she's fickle. Some days she's connected and some days she's not. And on those days she's not connected, give it up. And there are so many of you who tried so hard to please her anyway, and then came away concluding you were a failure because you were incapable of making her feel good. You thought you should be able to. You thought you should be able to stand on your head in enough different ways to make something better for someone, that you could suffer enough to make it better for others. And you cannot, you see. You can't get poor enough to help poor people be prosperous, and you can't get sad enough to help sad people get happy, and you can't get perfect enough to help people who want you to be perfect see that you are perfect, because they are fickle. And we don't mean that unkindly. It's just the way it is. Everyone's looking through their eyes from their perspective, and they are thinking what they're thinking, and they are going to evaluate everything they see. They evaluate the sky, they evaluate the roads, they evaluate everything. It's part of the deciphering process. It's part of the preferring process. It's part of the concluding, molding of the clay process. They're not wrong in doing that. It's natural. Everyone does it. You look around, you conclude, you prefer. It's part of life. It's the action journey. It's okay. It's the way that it is. I can hate it or I can love it. I can embrace it or I can push against it. Living conditional love is really tiring. Conditional love says, I want to feel good, but I can only feel good under these conditions. Unconditional love is freeing. In fact, it's the only place where freedom is. Unconditional love says, I can feel good no matter what the conditions, because I have power of focus. We're going to take a segment of refreshment, and if you do not feel complete, be there when we get back.
I'll be here.
Good time for it. We are complete.